Hi, guys, and welcome back to Midday Match with Livy. Clearly, I am fucking Livy. I'm like truly exhausted today because, well, we'll get into why I'm exhausted, but like just like the flight situation coming back from the Outer Banks was just literally draining as shit. So I'm extremely exhausted, probably like running off of like 5, 6 hours of sleep, but that's okay because I'm going to give you guys my birthday weekend recap. I was like, instead of me making a little TikTok about it, I was like, why don't we just do an entire podcast episode dedicated to it where I just spill like all the tea and I tell you guys absolutely everything that happened in the Outer Banks, like the behind the scenes of everything. If you follow me on TikTok and Instagram, like you saw everything. You probably saw a little bit too much. I did post Nicole skinny dipping naked, but like whatever. It was for it was for a good cause. It was for the TikTok. So I decided to go, but we'll just deep dive on all of it. I decided to go to the Outer Banks for my birthday. Really fucking random of me. Like, I feel like everyone was thinking that I would do like a really bougie New York dinner and like have all my friends fly in. No, randomly, I was like, let's go to the Outer fucking Banks. I've been there like once as a child and like I liked it, but it was like there was no need for me to be like, drag everybody to be like, we're going to the Outer Banks. Also, I am the bitch where it's like my birthday is everything to me. Like it's a national holiday and I treat it as such. And all of my friends know that. And like my friends know. And it's like honestly such a toxic trait. Like I'm not proud of the fact that I am an absolute psycho bitch about my birthday, but I am. Like I just love my birthday so much and I love celebrating my birthday. So I was like, okay, we're going to go to the Outer Banks and to make sure everybody comes, I was like, and I wanted to do this for my friends in general, but I covered the Airbnb. I was like, Airbnb on me, just get your ass to the Outer Banks. So that is why I decided to go to the Outer Banks. I just felt like my soul was telling me, like, you need to go to the Outer Banks for your birthday. And I was like, absolutely, I'll do just that. So I decided this in December. Okay, my birthday was last week, June. December, 6 months ahead of time, I was like, we are doing the Outer fucking Banks for my birthday. And I'm excited for this. So yeah, because it is a national holiday and it feels just as such. So, one of the things that what like about the Outer Banks is I don't love planning. So I left the planning to Sissy and Zoe and everybody. And I was just like, that's because that's Sissy's job. Like Sissy gets paid for that. So I was like, okay, you're gonna plan the Outer Banks and everything that we do. And honestly, they killed it. They killed it. Because once again, nobody knows shit about the Outer Banks. Like it's a little beach town. And I didn't choose it because of the show. I do like the show, but like they don't even film in the Outer Banks. So like that's not why I chose it, but I was just like, we have to go. So Friday, we get to the airport early as fuck, honestly. And Sissy and I get in a fight at the airport. And this is going to sound like the bitchiest thing I could have done, and I did it. And it's like whatever, a little cut and move of me. But like I have lounge access in the airport. And me and my best friend Zoe both have lounge access in the airport. And I like just got the credit card. So I was like, I want to see what the fuck the lounge looks like. And Zoe and I were like, okay, we'll go to the lounge. We'll bring Sissy as a guest. Turns out you have to pay like $50 for a guest. And I was like, okay, that's not necessary because that's just like not necessary. We're in the lounge for like 10 minutes, whatever. Well, actually, we probably would have been in there like an hour, but Sissy was like, okay, fuck you, go to the lounge. I was like, you just want to see what it looks like. So Sissy and I started off the trip like beefing a little bit, just like a little angry. She's like, you really need to see what the fuck the lounge looked like. And I was like, yeah, no, I agree. It was a cunty move on my end, but I still needed to see what the lounge looked like. So I was like, see you in 20, bitch. Like, see you in 20. She was not happy about that. And honestly, if I was in her shoes, I wouldn't be happy about that either. Like, cunt move is what it is. But like, that's my sister. We're going to get over it. Like, we're completely fine. And so we get on the plane. It's like the quickest little flight. It's like an hour from New York. But then you have to drive an hour and a half to the Outer Banks from Norfolk, fucking Virginia, like the middle of nowhere. So I arrive, me, Sissy, and Zoe all on the same flight. We arrive. Katie comes and she meets us there. Katie had to like wake up at 5 a.m. for like connecting flights because she was coming from Chicago. Because it's really hard to get to Norfolk, Virginia. Like I really did pick the hardest place in the entire world for everybody to come to for my birthday, but it just felt so right in my soul. I was like, we need to go to the Outer Banks. Like I was that bitch that was like, we're doing the Outer Banks. So, um, But whatever, we all get in. And then I really wanted one night of my birthday weekend for everybody to be together and just like stay in. We'll cook. By we, I definitely did mean Katie because like I don't cook. I do, but I don't. Like it just would have been horrible. Everyone would have been like absolutely fucking not. And just like have a wine night. So I wanted to do it Saturday, but they were like, don't be dumb. Like we're gonna go out Saturday. I was like, okay, fine. So Friday night, we stayed in, and I was waiting for Nicole to come. Nicole came later, and so did Abby. Nicole and Abby came a little bit later. And in the meantime, though, like we explored. By explored, I literally mean like we went to Publix and we went to the beach and like walked around a little. Like it was cute. We were all exhausted because we had like early morning flights. But Nicole comes. And I was a little nervous because Nicole has not met like my circle, like all my friends. She's heard all about them, obviously, but like has not met them. And I was like, okay, wait, I'm a little bit fucking nervous because like, what if it just, what if people don't get along? And what if people just like don't fuck with each other that heavy? Like, then what? Like that's a little bit awkward. But thankfully Nicole fit right in. She literally came in, fit right in, and I was like, perfect. There's no awkwardness. But then again, like Nicole is very much you guys know that we were literally like the same personality, so it would have been weird if Nicole came in and was like, and she's like, don't fuck with any of them. No, but Nicole was great and fit in with everybody. And then Abby came, and as everyone was arriving, Katie was making dinner. We got like fresh scallops because like that's the big thing in the Outer Banks. Like you have to have seafood. So we got fresh scallops and like shrimp and stuff and made like this pasta. They made it. Me being like, we made it, whatever. But I want to talk about the presents. So obviously everyone got me presents for my birthday. They all had the similar theme. Every person got me like a candle. Every person got me like, you guys remember when I talked shit about the manifestation oil that my loser ex wouldn't give back to me? And he's not even good enough to call an ex. He's just like a loser. Wouldn't give back to me. He was like, refused to give me my manifestation oil. Nicole got me and I had like a full mental breakdown about the fact that he would not give me my manifestation oil. I was like, that's what I manifested like the million with. Like I need my manifestation oil. Nicole got me manifestation oil for my birthday. She's a real one for that one. Because I honestly was, you guys know, you heard the podcast episode. I was fucking distraught over manifestation oil. But I was, okay? And so Nicole got me new manifestation oil. And then everyone got me candles and like I'm in my hot tea era, which sounds so dumb, but like I am in my hot tea era. Everyone got me tea as well. And then Katie got me tarot cards, okay? And as soon as Katie got me tarot cards, I was like, I am an expert. Like I'm going to read everybody. And the thing about tarot cards is like it really will tell you the truth. And like I'm just like I'm going to let my intuition guide me to like what I need to say to them and all those things. But we sit down. I give Sissy a reading first. Sissy's reading goes beautifully. And it's like your career is about to block. And so I did it in the way where it's like your past, your present, and your future. Like, what are the cards saying? And I just like read the cards because there was reading on the cards and I could read. And I'm doing Sissy's reading. It goes wonderful. There, I'm like the past, like you were miserable in the past, like you're happy in the future, but you're happy in the present. Your future's gonna be amazing with work, which is like really good for me because she works for me. So I was like, oh fuck yeah, expecting my reading to be fucking amazing if Sissy's was good. And then I do Zoe's reading. And the thing is, I told them to pick career or love. Zoe picked both. I'm like, you dumbass bitch. I told you to pick career or love. So her reading was really weird, but it was still very positive. And I was like, you're not picking one or the other. She was like, I picked both. I was like, bitch, that's not how this shit works. Like, I am not a nice tarot card reader. I'm the tarot card reader where I'm like, bitch, don't be fucking dumb. Like, pick one. And she has like a pretty decent reading. She has some stuff in her love life going on that I'm not going to expose, but like I kind of want to. And that's my toxic trait is that like I love to overshare and like now I want to overshare other people's problems, whatever. Zoe's is like a good reading. Katie sits down. Katie sits down for her reading. Horrible fucking reading. Like literally really bad. And I was like, and I'm the reader. So like I have to be nice and generous about this. And I'm like, okay, but we'll pick two more cards of like it literally was like loss, manipulation, financial loss, burden, stress. And I'm like, for like the future. I'm like, oh my God, this is like really fucking embarrassing. And she was like, no, like I get it. Thank God it was Katie. Like if it was Sissy or Zoe and I read their cards like that, they would have been like, bitch, what the fuck? Ask the cards again. Like, honestly, I would have too. But Katie's was really bad. And I was like, okay, this like put like a damper on the mood for the tarot card readings. Like maybe I'm not like a tarot card expert, but honestly, I could have predicted that. You know what I mean? Like there was some things that Katie has to like go through to get to the point in life that she wants to be at. Whatever. We all deal with things like that. I read my own tarot cards, okay? And it just told me I was stressed the entire time. That's what the fuck the tarot cards told me. I was like, I could have told you that my fucking self. Yeah, I'm stressed. Everybody's stressed. And then it told me I had to like go through some like challenges and like difficulties. And I was like, okay, whatever. I read Nicole's tarot cards. Nicole comes later. I read Nicole's tarot cards. And this is where I'm like, okay, we're going to cut the tarot cards for the trip because we're all in a bad mood because of it after like I'm reading all these tarot cards. Nicole's was like very positive. And then it was like loss, like uncertainty, all these things. And Nicole's like, wait, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean? I'm like, you guys, I can't control the tarot cards. All I can say is they're saying what the fuck they're saying. But after Nicole's reading, I was like, okay, we're good. I'm not doing any more tarot card readings. Like, it was all fun and games to being a little psychic or whatever, because I am intuitive. I do think I'm a little psychic, but it's like, whatever. Maybe that's my delusion talking to me. But then I was like, okay, we're good. I'm not doing any more fucking tarot card readings for the rest of the trip. Because even when I was walking on the beach, I was like, huh, that was like a really negative reading for me. Like, I don't fuck with that. Like, that was really annoying. But whatever. I became a little tarot card expert. And it was a really cute. Everyone got me like the same gifts revolved around like astrology. What is it called when there's like tarot cards and shit? Manifestation. There's a word, spirituality. That's the word. Spirituality and like candles. I have never gotten more candles in my life. And that's when I realized I'm like, I'm a fucking grandma. Like I am a grandma. I feel like any other 24-year-old would be getting like bags of Coke. Okay, maybe not that, but like things that are like fun and stuff. I'm like getting books and like candles and like hot tea, but like that's just the era I'm in. And I was like, I'm literally a grandmother. Like, that's a little bit embarrassing, but like, whatever. So Saturday rolls around. We wake up. Nicole, Katie, and I did a beach run, which, like, looking back, I'm like, okay, we were all half naked running through like crowds of children. Like, that was a little bit weird, but like, we needed to get a workout in. And Katie doesn't like being by the highway because she got hit by a car. So Katie and I ran on the beach. Okay, I know I just slipped that in there, but she did get hit by a car. Whatever. It was a year ago. We're healing from it. She's doing better now. But we did our like little workout and I'm like looking back, I'm like, I was definitely like move bitch to like a 3-year-old like a couple times, but whatever, that's totally fine. And we just like, it was just really nice. Like I just loved waking up in the morning and having everybody in the same room. I'm like, I'm so grateful for that to just like go and like lay on Sissy's bed and we're all talking and we're like, what are we gonna do for the day? Because I also was like, no strict plans. Like I'm not gonna make any plans that are like so beyond strict that are like, we have to do this at this time or that time. Because that's when I feel like I get let down the most. Because I am the bitch that like cries on her birthday every fucking year. Okay, you're lying if you say you don't. But I was like, and I think I cry on my birthday so much because I have these like insanely high expectations and then like they're never met. Like if I was like, we're doing a yacht tour, I don't think they have yachts in the Outer Banks, but like all these things like strict timelines. I was like, no, we're gonna be like a little bit more go with the flow. We're on a beach town. We're gonna have we're gonna be more go with the flow. So we did do a really gorgeous waterfront brunch, which was like absolutely insane. That's like the one thing. And like, call me dumb, but like, I was not expecting the Outer Banks to be like as bougie as it is. I was like, okay, this is like really bougie and like, okay, I don't think bougie is the correct word, but just like nice. I was like, the water, it's just like gorgeous. It's honestly stunning. So we had like a nice little waterfront brunch and just on our way to brunch, I saw like a go-karting track and I was like, absolutely. We need to go to a go-karting track. Like, I love go-karting. I was like really healing my inner child at that point because I used to do it all the time as a kid. So I was like, let's fucking go go-karting. Are we kidding? So I dragged everybody to go go-karting with me. And honestly, that probably is one of my favorite memories of the trip. Once again, a man with a toddler, and Zoe and I are like yelling because Zoe and I are super competitive, and we were both like first out of the track, and so we're like fighting with each other. I'm running into this bitch. I don't give a fuck about the rules. I'm like, I'll drive you off the side of the road. I'll flip you if I have to fucking win this. No, there was no like winning. It was just like in my head, I was like, I'm gonna win this, and mind you, man with a toddler, like a father with his children, is hearing me like be like, fuck you, Zoe, I'm gonna win, like fuck. And she's like, you dumb bitch. Like we're just yelling at each other, just being like extra competitive, like swerving. And then I had to like break a bunch and I really feel like I didn't win because of that man and his fucking toddler. Whatever. Not mad about it, but yeah. went home, and then we got ready for dinner. And that is another thing that you're going to hear me say this like a million times through the podcast, where I just like fucking love it, where I'm just like being in the same house as everybody and like blasting the music, getting ready, like living our best lives and just like hanging out. Also, like Nicole and I are like filming TikToks, obviously, because we have to do just that. And just being all together, I cannot like express the gratitude that I have for that specific moment. I'm like, that is just so insane to me that I had all of my favorite people in one room together. Like, I'm so beyond grateful. And I truly love that so much, just to have everybody with me. So we're like doing our get readies with me, running around naked, yelling at each other. And I was just like, in that moment, I was like, I'm just so grateful for like the circle that I created. You guys hear me talk about this all the time on the podcast, where I'm like, it is so important, the circle that you keep around you and the people that you have. And then to just have those moments with everyone. Like Nicole lives in Miami, Katie lives in Chicago. Me, Sissy, and Zoe all do live in New York, but we have our time together. Abby lives in like the middle of fucking nowhere in like South Carolina. And to have everybody there and together, and I was just like so fucking grateful. I'm like, the way that everyone also like took the time to come to the Outer Banks for my birthday, it's a trek and a half. Like, I'm asking them to basically sail across the Atlantic Ocean to get their ass to the Outer Banks, and they like did it. Just makes me so grateful. Like, it's like really surround yourself with the people that you love the most. And like, I had all those people there with like such a special birthday for me. It really was only 24, and I'm like, it was like the most special birthday, but it was. And like, there was no drama, there was no fighting. If anything, we just had the best time. And I'm like, these are like the moments I live for. Like, we need to do this more often. And like, I'm going to make sure we do that more often, because I was like, I just truly love doing this shit. So I feel like I'm slouching. Anyways, so highly recommend getting all your best friends in one house. But we were just being women and having fun. So then we went out to dinner. And this is where things took a turn, in the sense where we, like, okay, I knew we were going to have a night, but I didn't realize the night that we were going to have. But we were like, we're going to set rules for ourselves. If you guys saw the TikTok, you saw this TikTok, which I highly recommend any girls' night doing this. We're like, we have 6 tasks that we need to complete. And like, we have to get video proof of all of them. Like, that's the TikTok that I made about it. But for instance, it was like, make out with somebody. Like, someone has to make out with somebody. Someone has to dance on the bar. We have to go skinny dipping. We have to steal like a hat from somebody or something like that. And then, so we did that. We were like, okay, we're going to set the rules for everything that we need to do. And like, it just makes the girls' night a little bit more fun, where you're like, okay, we have tasks that we need to do. So dinner was great. We'd end up going out, and we start the night with pickleback shots, okay? I don't know if any of you have ever taken a fucking pickleback shot. Also, I had no idea they were done with whiskey. I don't think I've ever drank whiskey in my entire fucking life. So the fact that we were taking these pickleback shots, and I'm just like, you want me to take whiskey, bitch? The fuck is this? Whatever, I did it because I was like, it's my birthday, like, I have to get drunk. And you guys know me, like, I literally don't like getting drunk whatsoever. So I was like, but whatever, I'll do it. It's my birthday. Also, I didn't have a choice, because Nicole, I don't know what the fuck was in her system, but she was just like going crazy with the drinks. Every 5 seconds, she'd be like, do you want a margarita? Do you want a margarita? And she would go and she would get me a tequila soda, and she'd be like, it's a double, like, drink up. And I'd be like, oh, okay. But I was like, whatever, it's my birthday. And then we would do like the 5-second chugs, which is like another thing where it's like, chug, like, whatever, it's your birthday, like, get fucked up. Anyways, we walk into this bar, mind you, we're in the Outer Banks. Everyone's wearing like jeans, a t-shirt, flip-flops. Some people aren't even wearing fucking shoes. I'm dressed up in a meshki outfit that I would probably wear to an influencer event. Nicole is dressed as if she's going out in a night in Miami. And then like, I have Katie, who looks like, also Zoe is dressed as if she's like a night out in Miami. We're all wearing like heels. Katie looks like she just came out of the thrift store, but like the slutty thrift store, and is like living her best life. So we walk in this bar and we stick out like a sore thumb, obviously. I don't give a fuck though, because the thing is, if I don't care where I am, like my core, I'm going to dress like a slut. You know what I mean? Like, wherever I am, I could be in the Outer Banks. I don't care, dressing like a slut. New York, I don't care, dressing like a slut. Whatever makes me feel the best in my body and makes me feel gorgeous, I'm going to dress like that. I don't give a fuck if I'm going to church and I look a little slutty. You know what I mean? If I feel good, God's going to feel good. Jesus is going to feel good. We're going to have a great time. You know what I mean? So I was like, of course and also it didn't even like occur to any of us that like everyone's going to be in like jeans and a t-shirt. I was like, I could give a fuck. They could be literally naked. I'd still walk in that same meshki fit. I don't care, whatever. Like, I'm going to look a little half naked. I'm going to feel and especially on my birthday, like I've been planning these. I honestly, yeah, like I've been planning the fits for like so long. Like, you think I'm not gonna slut it up a little bit on my birthday? Of course I am. I'm gonna show some ass. I'm gonna show some titties and I'm gonna have a good ass time. So we walk in that bar. Immediately everyone's staring at us and I'm like, whatever, we'll just like get drunk and dance. Like, it was that was the vibe. So yeah, we were not giving Outer Banks. We were giving Miami Swim Week. And there was a band playing, and we literally were shaking ass as if they were playing like music that I would listen to in like a Miami club. Like the thing, and it was a rock band. And we're shaking ass because we're getting really tipsy at this point. So, because Nicole's feeding us the drinks. And so we're getting tipsy. We're shaking ass. We're like, Katie also is like the most amazing dancer I've ever seen. And also, this has to be new for her because I don't remember her dancing like that a lot in Chicago. And Katie is like busting it down. She's like, I want to do the worm. She's doing these insane dance moves that people are coming up being like, you're a really good dancer. And I was like, get Katie a tequila soda. And she just becomes like quite literally Michael Jackson the way that she dances. Just like insane. People are like, oh my gosh. So we're just like laughing, dying at Katie dancing. So at this point, we're pretty tipsy. And we decide to make the entire bar do a conga line, or like where you like hold on to each other and you're like walking. We make every single person do that. Everyone's jumping along. We're like, okay, let's do it. We end the conga line, go straight into lap dances. Mind you, it was like we decided to do lap dances in the part of the bar, the part of the bar where like people are like more calm, they're like relaxed, they're like talking a little, the music's a little bit faded, you can't hear it that much. We're screaming, I'm sitting in a chair and all of my friends are giving me lap dances, and we're also filming it because we think it's the funniest thing in the entire world. At this point, I'm drunk and I'm like, oh my God, I'm having it so fun. And so we're like doing the lap dances. I think everybody saw each and one of our vaginas 100%. They were like, okay, these women like are flashing the shit out of us, but they were also like cheering us on. They were like, woo, like we love it. Okay. Then this is where we get to the bar and the men get involved. Okay. We got to the bar. I just sit at the bar. Of course, men are like, okay, what can we get you to drink? What can you get you to drink? And then they're like, what are you guys doing after? And I was like, well, my number one plan is that like I need to skinny dip because I've been watching a lot of Vanderpump Rules and they all skinny dip in Mexico for Stassi's birthday. So I'm like, okay, like I need to do the same thing, but like I'm going to do it in the Outer Banks. Like, why not? Whatever. I don't give a fuck if I get arrested. And I actually really did care. But so the men are like buying us drinks and they're like, oh, I'll take you to the beach. Like this one man was telling us, he was like, I'm going to go grab my truck and we're going to go and we're going to drive on the beach and like go watch the horses. And mind you, I'm drunk. I'm like, oh man, like I'm so down. Like I'm so down. Like and I'm looking at everyone like, we're going to go to the beach. Like we're going to see this man's horses, but like, it's not his horses. It's like the beach's horses. So it's like the weirdest thing ever. And like, mind you, this man's telling us this as he's like drunk. So it's like I'm just not in the right mind frame to be, and I'm like, man, this is so fun. And then he's like, okay, like come on, let's go. And I'm like, okay, I'm absolutely not going to like look at the fucking horses on the beach with you, absolutely not. And just like be in a truck, like no. And then I was somehow FaceTiming his friend. I did say unspeakable things on the phone to the friend, not about me. I was like, my friend's gonna suck your dick. I don't know why I lied. I don't know why I lied, but I did. And then we meet these other guys, and a lot of people there are like in the Marines and shit. And like, I guess that's a big thing. But this one guy's like, I'm a lifeguard. Like, I'll come skinny dipping with you. Like, why the fuck not? Like, let's go. And I'm like, yeah, for sure, for sure. Mind you, you need to remember something. I totally forgot about this. Our Uber to the bar was this man named Jason. And Jason was amazing. And Jason was like, I'll be your personal driver for the night, which I was like, okay, perfect. So like Nicole took his number and this man became our personal driver. So like whenever we needed a ride from the bar, Jason was going to take us. Jason was going to pick us up. It was going to be like the whole thing. Jason even gave us a task that was like, you guys, someone needs to like kiss somebody's neck. Like he was like, that's a task that you guys have to get done for the night. Like he was really like he was our guy. Like it was Jason. Like, he was fucking amazing, whatever. So we're talking to these men. They're like, I'm a lifeguard. Like, let me just come in the Uber with you to go. Da-da. I'm like, yeah, like I'm in the Uber. Why not? And then I start make everybody like kiss each other. Like that was my big thing. So everybody was kissing everybody at the bar at this point. We're taking shots. I'm like really drunk at this point. And I'm like, why the fuck not? Like, let's pound these shots back. And that is so unlike me to like say that let's pound these shots back. I don't even know the last time I did shots. I actually do. It was a year ago. And whatever. And then so they're like, please, like, let me come in the Uber, like, come on. And I'm like, you have to talk to Sissy. I just made everyone talk to Sissy. And I just hear Sissy being like, no, she's like very drunk. None of you are coming in the Uber with us to go skinny dipping. Absolutely fucking not. So we call the Uber. Jason's there. Before we get in the Uber, my bad, meet these guys, and he was like, wait, are you the girls from New York? And we're like, what? And he's like, we had an Uber driver that told us, like, the girls from New York, they have like a task to do of like kissing someone's neck. Like, he said, if we saw you to like to like remind you guys about your task. And we're like, oh my God, thank you so much. And he's like, well, have you done it? Like, have you kissed someone's neck yet? And I'm like, yeah, no, I've completely like made out with the entire bar at this point, which is also really unlike me. But I was like, yeah, like I've done it. And then I'm like, oh, but fuck it. Like, let's make this man's night. I'm like, guys, get a photo. Let's lick this motherfucker's neck, whatever. So then hop in the Uber with Jason. We're all yelling and screaming, Jason, take us to the beach. We want to go skinny dipping. Like, Jason, come on, let's go. We can go. And so he's just like, also like, he's a father, which is really random. So he's not like a creepy old man or anything like that. Like, he's a sweet man. And I was like, we'll pay you out of pocket for like the drives kind of thing. So like the money goes straight to you and like whatever. So he drops us off at the beach. He's like, be safe. We're recapping our night with Jason. We're just like yelling at him, screaming, being just like drunk idiots. So immediately we get to the beach. As I'm running to the beach, I fall. I have bruises all over my legs, all over my knees. It looks like I literally just sucked dick for like 12 hours on my knees, which honestly I would never do. I'd rather actually die. But regardless, I fell so badly that I have like cuts all over my leg. And then we're running to the beach and Sissy also falls. Like, we're just a drunk mess, but like I wouldn't have it any other way. So we get in the ocean, we're skinny dipping, and we're all like pretty nervous because I'm like, okay, I like actually don't really want to get arrested. And like that's a little fearful. Like, I'm a little scared about like getting arrested and shit like that. But we head to the beach. Somehow, drunk Nicole leads us through a meditation as like, so we're all sitting in a line and we're just naked as shit, just sitting in a line. Like, sand is going in places sand should never fucking be. We're sitting in a line. We're like closing our eyes, naked as shit. Nicole is drunk, leading us through a meditation. Like, okay, think of the things that you want in this world, like coming true to you, and like and then think of the negative things that you want to let go of. The ocean's going to wash that away. And so like we're like going through this entire meditation. And then she's like, okay, everybody look at each other, get in a circle. What do you want to manifest for this year? And like, what are you the most grateful for? And like, we quite literally had the most amazing time on the beach, just sitting there, butt ass naked, looking at each other, being like, this is what I'm going to manifest. This is what the fuck I'm grateful for. And like, that is a core memory of mine, I think, forever. Like, the fact that we just sat there naked as hell and just were like, okay, this is what we're manifesting. Like, this is what we're doing. And so we head back because I'm still terrified about getting literally, what is it, arrested? I was going to say kidnapped. Either one, honestly, getting trafficked or kidnapped, either or arrested, all of it. Scared. But it was just such a fun moment to just like skinny dip to and like be in the ocean. Honestly, now that I look back, we could have been like attacked by sharks. Also, the dumbest thing that we ever did was sit and watch a movie called 47 Meters Down about sharks, this blind shark attacking the shit out of everybody. And so like I was a little terrified being in the ocean, but like it is what it is. We get back to the Airbnb. Nicole is FaceTiming these men from the bar and she's like, oh, yeah, like, I'm just going to tell them to come over and like hang out. I'm like, absolutely fucking not. These men are not coming over to hang out. But they honestly were really nice guys. And I think we might see them next weekend because Nicole and I have a trip. But whatever, we went skinny dipping and it was just like, and then we just sat on my bed and we're just talking about the entire night, eating any food that we can find because everything in the Outer Banks closes at like fucking 6 p.m. or like whatever, 9 p.m. So we couldn't order food. And so we were just sitting there like, and then just having like the time of our lives. Okay, now let's get into my actual birthday. God, this is a long ass story time, but I actually like don't mind it. Maybe this is my new thing for the podcast. I just do long ass story times. So my one request for the entire trip was that I don't care. I don't need presents. I don't need anything. The only thing I want is to wake up on my birthday to my favorite coffee. And so as soon as I wake up, but I wanted it to be a surprise, but I knew it was going to happen because Nicole woke me up and was like, what coffee do you want? I was like, Nicole, it's supposed to be a surprise. And she's like, shut up and pick the coffee. I was like, okay, perfect. And so then Nicole orders coffee and donuts and everything. And like we have like a little spread and we're sitting there and I'm like, I'm hungover as fuck. Like I'm pretty hungover. Like, I'm not feeling my best, obviously, but like I'm 20 fucking 4. Like, we just rang it in. And Nicole's like, okay, like, I have no idea like why we drank that much. And I was like, bitch, you're the culprit. You're the reason we drank that much. Like, Nicole was like, shots, like drinks, all of it. Like, yeah. And I was like, okay. So I was like, no, duh. Like, what do you mean? Why did we drink that much? Bitch, like, you were quite literally the bartender last night. That is exactly why we drank that much. So we honestly just recapped the night, which is like, okay, you're gonna hear me saying another one of my favorite things and like just like laughing about everything that happened and like the videos we have. That's one thing about like going on a trip with TikTokers is like Nicole and I vlog everything, drunk, sober, whatever. We're gonna have a vlog ready for you guys. So just seeing all of that, I was like, this is just insane. Like, this is just so fun. So we're just relaxing. I'm hungover and I'm like, let's just go to the fucking beach. I need to be by the water because my ass is like half a mermaid. Like, I don't know what got into me at the beach too, that I just felt the need to. We all went there to like lay out and tan and whatever, but I was in the water for 2 hours, just like riding waves, diving the waves. But mind you, these waves in the Outer Banks are like fucking vicious. Like, they are going to attack the shit out of you. And like, I was rolling up on the shore and like the waves would like wipe out your feet underneath you and I'm like rolling. So like I also have a bunch of fucking cuts and bruises all over my body from that. But like and that weirdly cured my hangover. Like, I would never think that me just being like a little mermaid would, quite literally the Little Mermaid, would just cure a hangover so well. But like, I was just in the ocean. Zoe and I stayed in there for 2 hours, just like riding the waves, diving them. And it was honestly like so fun. Like, another inner child moment where I was like, this is just so insane, so fun. But the thing about that is like after any beach day, like I am fucking exhausted and starving. Like, just starving. You need like a little sandwich, you need something. So, um we go get lunch after the beach and then I had this really nice dinner planned and I was like, okay, we're going to go to dinner on my birthday. It's going to be super nice. It's going to be so fun. It was like the one bougie place in the Outer Banks. Of course, I found it. I was like, birthday dinner, like that's where we're going. And I was like, okay, perfect. We're sitting down, we're laying down, all of us, and I'm like, is anybody else fucking exhausted? Like, does anybody else just like not want to go to dinner? And everyone starts cheering. We're like, yeah, because like we all were exhausted. Mind you, we had a night out. I was a fucking mermaid all day. Like, we're exhausted. We don't want to go out to a dinner. And everyone was like, I was scared that you were like going to get ready when you went to the bathroom. They were like, let's just stay in, let's just order food. And we decided to order barbecue and we stayed in. And then they threw me like a little birthday surprise where they lit this cake with sparklers and like they just like sang me happy birthday and we just like literally sat and relaxed the entire night and just hung out together. And I was like, those are the moments that I love the most. Like, it's not about a fancy dinner, Livy. It's not about any of those things. It's about truly being with the people you love. Like, I could have went fucking spearfishing with these bitches and I would have been happy. You know what I mean? Like, I would have had the time of my life. But like, just being with them and just eating barbecue, recapping the night prior, and just still being like a little hungover just felt good. So Monday morning is when all of us planned to leave. Like, our flights were at 5 p.m. on Monday, and we're like, okay, perfect. We are going to head to the airport around like 2 p.m., whatever. But we have like the day, like, let's go shopping. Let's have so much fun. So around 11 a.m., we just get out of the coffee shop. I get the text that our flight is canceled. And I'm like, wait, hold the fuck up. Like, our flight is canceled. I'm with Sissy and Zoe who are freaking the fuck out because they have work on Tuesday morning. They're like, no, 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 I have work. Like, this flight cannot be canceled. So one of my friends had a guy that she was seeing in the Outer Banks. He has a home there. And immediately we all, like, without a doubt, we're like, we're coming over. We need to book these flights. We need to figure this the fuck out. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So we go to his house in a complete panic, mind you, in a complete fucking panic. He's like, it's okay. You guys are going to get out. We're like, shut the fuck up. You have no idea what you're talking about. Like, a little too stressed. So I book us all on the 5:48 flight when we had a 6:50. For some reason, the 5:48 was going to go out. So we're like, okay, perfect. Like, oh my God, like, fun. Like, let's go shopping. Let's get lunch. Like, let's have a good ass time. And we're shopping, like 3 hours pass. We get the text. Our flight is canceled again. I'm like, I'm going to fucking kill somebody. I'm going to lose my goddamn mind. We do the same exact thing. We go to my friend's guy's house and we're like having another panic attack. We're like, what the fuck are we going to do? Like, no flights are going out today. Like, that's just what, and it's me, Sissy, and Zoe. Like, Nicole's going to Miami. She is fine. Katie's going to Charlotte, Carolina. Like, her flight is fine. Everything like that. So I'm like, we're fucked. And so we get on the 6 a.m. for Tuesday morning. So we have to spend the night. Mind you, we're checked out of our Airbnb. Like we can stay at like my friend's man's house, but at the same time, it's a 2-hour drive to the airport. So I'm like, I make the executive decision. I'm like, we're booking a hotel room in Norfolk, fucking Virginia. There's nothing to do there. I'm like, we're booking a hotel room right by the airport. That's exactly what we're doing. And not everybody was on board with that. I'm not going to lie, but I put my car down and I was like, we're all going. I don't care, because if we have to wake up at 6 a.m. for a flight, like we're going to have to leave the Outer Banks at 2 in the morning. I'm not doing that. Also, the car needed to be back. Like there was just so many factors that went into it. But like talk about stress and like anxiety to the point where I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna like touch everything. Like I'm gonna go crazy. The OCD is gonna kick in. And it did, bitch. It did, like it kicked in. So we head to Norfolk, Virginia to drop the car off and drop off Katie and Nicole so they can like go to their flight and they can get home safely. If anyone's gonna get home safely, like let's get these bitches home safely. And as we're in the car, Nicole's flight gets delayed. Katie's flight gets delayed. Nicole's was only delayed by like less than an hour. And then apparently there was like 5,000 flights that were canceled going into New York because of the weather. Mind you, the weather was fucking fine in New York and the weather was fine in Norfolk, fucking Virginia. So I have no idea why these flights were canceled. And so we get to the airport, we drop off the car. We're like trying to talk to Delta. Delta's like, absolutely not. There's nothing we can do. Like we can only get you on the 6 a.m. flight. So we're like, fine, we'll go to the hotel. The hotel had a pool and shit. So we're like, we'll play mermaids. Like, ah. But like at the same time, it was like, what the fuck? But we're all so cranky. We're just like, no one's in a good mood with a canceled flight. But at this point, we're just like laughing. We're like, we would get stuck in Norfolk, Virginia. Like we would have to make shit work in Norfolk, Virginia. Like what the absolute fuck? So Katie, we all say our goodbyes. Katie goes her way. Nicole goes her way. It's me, Zoe, and Sissy. And we're like crammed in this little hotel room. And I get a call from Katie. Her flight was supposed to leave at 8 p.m. and she had a connecting flight. I get a call that they put everybody on board and then they delayed it like 2 hours. And people were trying to get off the plane and they were like, if you get off the plane, 1, you don't get a refund, and 2, you don't get your baggage. So it's like, Katie's like, okay, I have to stay on this fucking plane. Katie ended up like, her travel story is worse than anybody's. Like I thought mine was bad that I had to wake up at like 4 in the morning for a 6 a.m. flight. No. Kate, and then I had to stay in the middle of Norfolk, fucking Virginia. No, Katie literally was stuck in the Charlotte airport for 11 hours and had to fly to Nashville and then fly to Chicago just to get home. Like she had a full 12-hour travel day, like the absolute insanity. And I like honestly felt terrible. And like, mind you, like I'm trying to help her like book a new flight, do all these things. Like she books a Southwest flight, cancels it, whatever, because she can't get a refund, all those things. So we definitely did have like the travel day from absolute fucking hell. Like that was a little bit brutal. Like everyone's flights getting canceled, shit like that. I was like, okay, that is like never fun and like never good. But we all made it home. We all made it home safe. And then I did, if you're going to see the vlog tonight, I'm probably going to post it, that my roommate, my lovely little Brooke, did take me to, we love to do this for each other for our birthdays, that like we will take each other to like a nice bougie restaurant and just like live it up. Like that's just kind of like our love language towards that's my love language in general, is a nice bougie restaurant. But we love to do that. So she took me to Quality Bistro last night. Honestly, 10 out of fucking 10. Like that is a really good restaurant, and it was just so sweet. Like just coming home too from like a stressful day of travel, and then I just have like a nice dinner with her where I get to recap the entire weekend because she couldn't make it to the Outer Banks. So she was like, we'll do our little thing that we normally do on our birthdays, and like because hers is in 2 weeks, so I'm gonna take her to a restaurant. We love to do that. We love to just surprise each other in that sense. So it was honestly just a weekend full of like so much love. Like I am just so beyond grateful for everybody in my life, and just everybody, like my small circle. I tell you guys all the time, I'm like, make that circle small. Like I've had to cut a lot of people off in my life that I just felt like their energy wasn't serving mine anymore. Like the friendship was like getting toxic in both ways, even on my end or their end, regardless. So like that is why I'm so big about my circle, and my circle is so tiny too. It's also because it's like I'm doing a lot, so it's like I need like a small circle. I can't just have like a million people around me. And just seeing like the sacrifices everybody made to come to the Outer Banks, and like even what Brooke did for my birthday, I'm like, I am like truly so grateful and blessed for the people in my life. Like I literally could cry right now about how much I love everybody. Like I feel so lucky to have the people in my life that I do. And I feel even luckier that I get to like provide things for them. Like that I get to be like, okay, Airbnb is on me. Nobody has to worry. Like those are the things that I genuinely love. Just like taking care of my best friends and being like, it's on me. Like nobody has to worry about anything. Like just get your flights. We're good. And I like being at that point in my life too, which is like insane to me because like a year ago it was not like that, babes. It was not like that. So I really do just feel like so grateful and blessed that I get to do that and have everybody in my life and have like my small circle that I'm like, these are going to be my bitches for life. Like these are the bitches that they'll be in my wedding if I ever decide to wife somebody up one day. Oh my God, I need to stop speaking like a man. I actually really do. But yeah. Okay, and then like a little spoiler that I was gonna never speak about, but my loser fucking, did I say this earlier in the episode? Maybe I did. My loser fucking ex texted me happy birthday. It's like the most recent man. I was like, we're not on good terms. Like, why do we have to fake it? Like, I am never going to go out of my way to wish any of my exes who I just don't fuck with a happy birthday. Like, we're not on good terms. Like, there's no reason for you to wish me, and I didn't expect a happy birthday. There's no reason. If I'm not on good terms with somebody, I could give a fuck about your birthday. That's just kind of the bitch I am, though, where it's like, as soon as like we're not in each other's lives, like, I wish you the best so much, just get like so fucking far away from me. But that loser wished me a happy birthday, and I was like, okay, you can take the happy birthday wish back. I just left him on red, which I know is cunty, and that was the point. But like, I would just like, those are the things that like I don't understand. I'm like, the last text message, you were literally calling me crazy and insane because I wanted my manifestation oil back, and then you're gonna wish me a happy birthday. Like, it's giving little bitch energy, and I just don't want anything to deal with it. Like, we're not on good terms. Don't wish me a happy fucking birthday, bitch. Like, just don't do it. So that's that, though. That's a little spoiler. I'm like, don't wish me a happy fucking birthday. You've been dead to me. I haven't thought about you for a fat ass minute. Then I get happy birthday and belated birthday too. Bitch couldn't even wish me on my happy birthday. I was like, absolutely not. And it just reminds me, I'm like, oh my God, wait, I should have blocked him a while ago. So it's like, okay, blocked. Like, you know, like that's all you really did was like, wish me a happy birthday, blocked. Okay. Is what it is. I also am so grateful for all of you guys on the gratitude kick that I'm on. I am so grateful for every single one of you. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for like the birthday wishes too. I literally wish I could respond to every single person, but I couldn't. But I am so grateful. So thank you so much for all the birthday wishes and just the nice comments and like the love that you guys gave me on my birthday. I really am so grateful for that. And I love every single one of you. I'm so glad that I got to like take you along my birthday trip with me with the vlogs on TikTok, as well as just sitting here and talking our shit today together. So I love every single one of you. If you want more of me, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at She Is Livy. I love you guys. Okay, bye.